Once a week, I will be producing a quick recap of the latest news and rumours and updates for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. This week, news is somewhat sort of slim on the ground, but I've been doing some digging around and found some tidbits and bits and bobs. So let's get on with it. Now, there's been an interesting sort of patent by Sony along the lines of the dreaded word or words microtransactions. If you shorten that, does that make microtrans? Does that become a thing? I don't know. Let's not go there because we know how that will end up. But this patent sort of suggests that if you pay a small, tiny microtransaction or you buy some coins or something, that then the AI engine within the game that the developers will use or potentially use, maybe they will, maybe they won't, because microtransactions are somewhat of a, they're not good. That it will then say if you're at a certain point in the game, you're stuck, and it's a position that they know people get stuck at, the AI would look at where you are, and then you could pay a small microtransaction to then get some help and a decent hint into what to do within the game. Now, this kind of has been going on before when games just, if you're really stuck and you're a bit crap at them like me, and you need the game to tell you exactly where to go. We had that a lot in the sort of the Nathan Drake sort of games where if you were really stuck, you could press, I can't remember which button, but you would kind of look up to where you needed to go or what you needed to do. But these sort of go a bit more beyond that. So again, it's just a patent that Sony have thrown out there. I'd be very skeptical if Sony actually do anything with this because of the whole sort of microtransaction thing. They may just dump the whole microtransaction and just allow the ability for developers to use it without the microtransactions, which would be pretty cool, I think. Talking of game developers, Sony purchased Insomniac Games for, get this, $229 million. Now, this may seem an awful lot for a game studio, but Insomniac are an established and well-respected key developer, especially when you consider their last outing was the very last Spider-Man game, and that turned out very well indeed. Therefore, we're likely to see more Spidey games coming our way, which isn't a bad thing. And it's worth noting too that Insomniac developed Stormland, which you may recall or know that it's the FPS, first-person adventure gamey VR thing for the Oculus Rift. Now that sounds like, and that got some good reviews. Why is Bixby talking to me? Shut up. Sorry about that. So yeah, it got some great reviews. So perhaps then, maybe, given that Sony are sort of in with the whole VR thing, and of course we have the PS5 coming out this year, perhaps the PS5 will play Stormland at a similar level in VR. Maybe. Now, it's worth noting, as an aside, talking of Sony, that they made $20 billion or received $20 billion in revenue from games last year. So they have some pretty deep pockets, very deep pockets, and there's a huge sort of great buying spree of game studios going on lately, so we're very likely to see more. Now, rumour time, and it's suggested, mostly by idiots on Twitter, that the coronavirus may delay the PS5. Possibly, maybe, but very unlikely. Ironic how a rumour itself goes viral on a virus that has gone, viral, I guess, in a very different and awful way. Talking more of rumour and of that god-awful place, Twitter, according to a Twitter user, PS Rebus, whom kinda maybe got some things sorta kinda maybe right in the past about the PS5 and has been quite vocal and typey with regards to the PS5 sort of rumours. Well, the latest from him, her, they, or whatever pronoun they are using today, is that the PS5 Media Event reveal will be in March, with pre-orders also in March. Now, how true this is, well, you may as well ask the cat. Now, the more credible indication, as previously suggested in last week's video, is that the event could be at the end of this month, as there has been a date blocked out at the Sony, can't remember their hall. I think it's called Sony Hall in New York, and that's been blocked out at the end of the month for a private event. So, you know, that's coming up, and we are getting pretty close to that. So Sony really need to get to be sending out those invites. Flipping over to the Xbox Series X side, Phil Spencer has come out and said that the Xbox Series X VR is a no-go right now. This is right now, so it's not saying it's not ever. It's just that it's not a thing as of the moment. So not only are we not getting VR, which is not a surprise, so no first-party games and no VR headset or compatibility with existing headsets either. Really not too much of a surprise. Perhaps they feel, and correctly so, that it may confuse buyers into thinking that they would need to have VR to use the abilities of the Xbox Series X. Given that previously they have confused buyers aplenty in previous launches with their additional peripherals, mixed messaging and lack of first-party games. Oh, wait. Now, you remember the Anaconda? Was it the Anaconda or was it the Lockhart or something? Remember those code names they used? One of which was used, I can't remember which, for the lower powered version of the Xbox 2, which is the Xbox Series X, of course, which we now know. Well, there is a few trickles of a rumor based on some AMD chipsets that AMD have been developing that could possibly maybe work or be for an Xbox Series S. Remember that whole XS thing that we had last few years? Yeah, that could be a thing again, possibly, maybe. So the Xbox Series X could possibly be a lower powered, cheaper, diskless version, much like we've seen with the Xbox One, of the Xbox Series X. Now, is this likely? Well, perhaps, maybe. You know, we've seen it before with the Xbox One. So it makes sense for it to carry on into the series, or the Xbox Series versions, the next gen game consoles. But I doubt that they would be launching the S with the X, as that wouldn't be confusing at all, would it? Now, Xbox Series X first-party games are still sadly at 0. So my question is, if you have a powerful PC, is it really worth getting an Xbox Series X? Now, I think I'll actually do another video on that and extrapolate it a little bit more, because I'm kind of struggling whether it's actually worth getting an Xbox Series X when I already have a really powerful gaming PC. So that's the rumor mill for this week. If you found this video of interest, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you like leaks, peeks, news, reviews, how-tos, guides on tech, TV, hi-fi, audio, gaming, console and PC. Oh, and don't forget to click the bell on your way out. See you next time.